morning, dude. How you doing? Come into the Bago. Hey. Welcome to our humble Winnebago. It's not that humble. It's got hydraulic pods that expand out, and we've got a marble floor inside what's essentially like the coolest caravan in the world. I'm a little bit behind, man. I'm still getting stuff ready. So for those of you guys, George has caught me off guard a little bit. Welcome to, I think this is our third day of the Festival of Speed. We're getting my skid lid at the ready because we're going up the hill today again. Driver's Lounge Pass. So these guys, when you sign on as a driver, they give you this Driver's Lounge Pass, which gets you into this really cool area where you might casually find yourself having breakfast next to like Jensen Button or something. It's crazy. George, what do you think about this accommodation, man?
It's pretty sweet, not gonna lie.
So we're at the Porsche. I mean, Angus from Porsche has referred to it as a trailer park. I think that does a disservice, even though that's exactly what it is. But they've converted this barn over there into this like party barn where it's full of popcorn and great food, and then on the other side is this DJ booth and 3 GT3 RSs. It's like Porsche heaven. So Porsche very kindly stuck us up in here, and it's amazing because it's technically on site, so we don't have to queue in the masses of Goodwood traffic that happens every morning. Honestly, just the other side of here through those hedges is the main road that goes from basically the bottom of town all the way into Goodwood, and every morning I stick my head out of the window and I can see rows and rows of cars. The cool thing is Porsche have put on an off-road route, so we go off-roading into Goodwood, and it's the best feeling ever, driving past all of these sheep and looking through the hedges, seeing all of these cars in queues. Oh yeah, one more thing, you guys have been asking for watch content. Well, this weekend it just so happens that Mont Blanc are the timing partners for the guys driving up the hill, and they've gone and given me this to wear, which is pretty sweet. So I have responded to your requests. We've got ourselves some watches coming, and I think if you guys were watching a few weeks back, you would have seen George and I heavily indulging in some other watch action, and I responded to your guys' comments, and here we are with some more stuff. So if you want to head over to our Instagram account, you'll be able to see a lot more about that. But it's cool wearing something totally different. And last night at the Goodwood Ball, I think it was quite nice to have something a bit more vintage on the go. Anyway, I'm waffing and we need to go. Skid lids, glasses. That's it, man. Also, how cool is this? We've managed to moor up the GT3 next to the Bago. As George, I love how George abbreviated that, the Bago. I've never thought about abbreviating Winnebago to Bago, but it just sounds much cool. Look at that, how cool is that? At some point, I think later tonight, we're gonna have to get a picture of like the deck chair out by there with the paper open, with the GT3 and the Bago. It's pretty cool. Just before we hop in our transport, so we're gonna be hopping into this bad boy, going across all these fields. But if we walk through here, somewhat irritated. All of this. So this is the like Porsche barn HQ, and on this side, look at this DJ booth area here, and 3 GT3 RSs, 997, Gen 1 GT3 RS and Gen 2 GT3 RS. And at night time, everyone's having beers and partying around these cars, which are all lit up. It's pretty cool. Anyway, we don't have much time. We've got to hit the road, or shall I say, hit the fields. This is exactly what I was talking about a second ago. You can just see through those hedges there, all the traffic. And now our wonderful driver is whisking across these fields in the KN. Life could definitely be worse. I mean, as far as beginnings of days go, I've been coming to Goodwood for years and years and years, and every time I get stuck in traffic, no matter how early you start. So to be able to whisk yourself in tranquility across these fields is so cool. We're here quite early and yet still flooded, but we're now making our way up to a very special black Carrera GT. we are back in one of my all-time favorite cars. It's not every day you get to see a Carrera GT. It's certainly not every day you get access to one and be handed the keys. If you've been following this channel for any length of time, you'll know that this is on the list as one of my all-time favorites, and definitely something that one day will end up in the garage. Could this be my next major purchase? I tell you what, if there is gonna be another major purchase anytime soon, it's gonna be one of these. This is my perfect spec. Black with the tan interior is absolutely ideal. Now, for those of you guys who don't know too much about the Carrera GT and just look at it and think it's just an old Porsche, the chances are we're never ever going to see a car like this ever again, mostly because of the engine. So the history of it is, if you go all the way back, the engine in this car actually started life, the basis of it started life as a Formula 1 engine. Now, most people think that it started life as a Le Mans car engine, but that happened later on. So there was a Formula 1 team back in the day called Footwork that commissioned Porsche to make an F1 engine for them. That team eventually ended up exiting F1 and the project was shelved. Fast forward a few years, Porsche decided to enter Le Mans. And they were like, what engine shall we use? How about we pull off the shelf the Formula 1 engine that we were building, adapt it for the rules and regulations of Le Mans at that time, and stick a naturally aspirated, high-revving V10 engine in a Le Mans car. Such is racing, the FIA changed the rules halfway through and the engine was shelved yet again. And so Porsche, being the legends that they are, thought, we've got this engine, there's loads of R&D in it, what shall we do with it? Let's stick it in a road car. So what we have is a Le Mans powered rear engine V10 that is connected to one of the finest manual gearboxes of all time. For me, this is up there with one of the greatest. I think it could be the pinnacle of manual drivers' cars alongside the McLaren F1. I'm sure Porsche won't mind me saying that, because this is positioning this car up there with some of the greatest cars of all time, and that's why this is one of my favorite cars of all time. Also, you can take the roof off, so it's quite an early full carbon tubbed car. It's also one of the best sounding. Speaking of which, this thing's now going to go up the hill, and we're going to provide you some in-car footage of that sound, of that drive, at the Goodwood Festival of Speed during Porsche's 70th anniversary celebration. We're back at camp before we debrief at the end. We've just had a Domino's delivery in the back of this Cayenne. The significance of this car is that on the 28th of April 2017, this Cayenne Turbo S set a new Guinness World Record title by pulling an aircraft weighing 285 tons. It was an Air France Airbus A380, and now we are delivering pizza in it. Look at this. How cool is this? And the coolest thing is, pizza's being served off the wings of multiple GT3s here. And that's why we're staying with Porsche this year. I'm not sure if the camera does justice to how tiring the Festival of Speed is. It's absolutely incredible. This year I've spread myself quite thin, saying yes to every opportunity that's come, especially from Porsche. So they hooked us up with this incredible RV park. I'm not sure how much we showed you this morning, but look at what these guys set up. So every one of these trailers, as it were, is for VIPs of Porsche, and they even went and put me in this incredible Winnebago that you saw this morning with the hydraulic extensions. But there's something about being able to step out of here in the morning and just watch the sunrise with your Porsche in front of you next to the Bago. It's been cool, but the incredible opportunity, as you've seen, is to spend more time around one of my all-time favorite cars. Sometimes when I forget the Carrera GT exists, I'm almost a happier person, because At the minute, there's not one in the garage. I don't know when there will be one. But the idea is that in terms of the next big purchases, that is definitely one of them. So stay tuned. I'm still on the hunt, similar to how things unfolded with the TDF. You never know how soon it might be. But I've got to say a massive thank you to Porsche for giving me access to that super special car and allowing us to share that incredible run with you. So it's been special. Comments below, what do you think about the Carrera GT? I think I know the answer. Would you like to see one on the channel? I know I would. But in the meantime, I'm going to indulge heavily in the Miami Blue GT3. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I shall see you next time. Ciao.